Argentina didn't just lose the World Cup final, they may have lost a lot more than that, because FIFA have now opened a proper investigation into their own players. And honestly, watching it unfold this week, I don't think even Argentina saw this one coming. Because things are not forgotten or stagnant as they usually were in the past when things happened. This is the time where Argentina is starting to get scared. And it's not just FIFA's own prosecutors who are paying attention here, because the public reaction to all of this has been genuinely enormous. A petition simply called Argentina Out, demanding they be permanently banned from the World Cup, picked up more than 23 million signatures. 23 million. It came so close to breaking the actual Guinness World Record for the largest petition ever signed, a record that stood since 1997. The petition accused FIFA and its own referees outright of favouring Messi and Argentina, and basically asked why anyone should bother turning up if the winner's already been decided. Now, a petition doesn't overturn a disciplinary ruling on its own, but 23 million people from something like 170 countries all signing the same complaint. FIFA can shrug off one angry pundit. It cannot pretend that many people simply don't exist. Let me set the scene real quick, because you need the full picture for this to land. Full-time whistle blown. Spain have just won 1-0 in extra time. Argentina are down to 10 men. It is the biggest game in football, on the biggest stage there is, and while Spain's players are sprinting across the pitch to celebrate the greatest moment of their careers, that is when it kicks off. Nahuel Molina appears to catch Spain captain Rodri in the stomach as he runs past. Not an accident either. Replays show it looked deliberate. Rodri turns round, there's words, and Molina squares right up to him. Nicolas Otamendi, who actually used to play alongside Rodri at Manchester City, piles in shouting in his face, and then it properly boils over. Leandro Paredes goes for Eric Garcia by the throat, shoves him to the ground, and then turns on 19-year-old Gavi and throws him down too. Argentina's own Lisandro Martinez gets involved helping bundle Gavi over. Spain's Borja Iglesias comes flying in as well. Scaloni's out there with his assistant Walter Samuel, trying to physically pull his own players apart from the newly crowned world champions. And then, the bit that somehow got even messier, because it was not just the players. Argentina's assistant coach Roberto Ayala, nicknamed El Raton, a proper Argentina legend from his playing days, squares up to Dani Olmo, and footage shows him landing a punch right on Olmo's chin, a coaching staff member, punching an opposition player. In front of every camera at the World Cup final. Joe Hart, watching it all unfold on the BBC, did not hold back. He called it disgusting behaviour live on air. Alan Shearer was even more specific, saying Paredes threw 2 or 3 haymakers into someone's face. These are not fans on X losing their minds. That is 2 England internationals with decades in the game, on the BBC's actual World Cup coverage, saying it plainly. Now here is where it gets properly interesting, because that is not even where the story ends. That is just where FIFA's headache begins. Because in the chaos, FIFA's own live system briefly flashed up that Paredes had been sent off. A red card showing on the match official's feed. And then it just disappeared, corrected. FIFA later confirmed to the BBC that no disciplinary action was actually taken on the pitch at the time. So, somewhere in the middle of a genuine world champion getting his throat grabbed, the system logged a red card for the man doing the grabbing and then quietly took it back. Make of that what you will. I'm not going to tell you what happened there, because nobody at FIFA has explained it either. So, what did FIFA actually do? They have appointed a disciplinary and ethics prosecutor. That's the formal machinery, the same process used for serious misconduct cases to go through the referee's report and every camera angle and decide who gets punished. Molina, Paredes and Ayala are all reportedly in the file. And for a governing body that loves to move at the speed of a Sunday League committee meeting, they didn't hang about on this one. But this isn't even the only investigation Argentina are facing from this tournament. Because a few days before the final in the semi-final against England, several Argentina players, Lisandro Martinez and Giovanni Lo Celso, with Cristian Romero right there too, held up a banner that read Las Malvinas son Argentinas, the Falklands are Argentine, on the pitch, celebrating a World Cup semi-final win over England specifically, with a banner about a war that killed over 900 people in 1982. The Falklands Islands' own government called it insensitive. The UK government waded in. A spokesperson for the Prime Minister literally said, and I'm not exaggerating, The World Cup might not be ours, but the Falkland Islands definitely are. Argentina's president Javier Milei defended the players but admitted a fine was probably coming. And it's not even the first time Argentina got fined for the exact same banner before a friendly back in 2014. They did it anyway, twice. So that is two separate FIFA cases, from the same tournament against the same team, but it gets worse. But before that, please do me a huge favour and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it, and for the good of football, I will keep digging what is really happening out there, because I have actually gone and pulled the specific rulebook clauses FIFA could use here. And it is worse for Argentina than most people realise, because here is a detail that actually matters for how serious this could get. Molina's hit on Rodri was not just a shove under FIFA's own disciplinary code, Chapter 2, Section 14. That kind of deliberate contact would carry an automatic 3-match ban if it is classified as violent conduct. 3 matches for a World Cup final. If FIFA's prosecutor rules it that way, Molina could be sitting out real competitive football over a stomach punch thrown in celebration, not even in the game itself. And Paredes is not in a much better spot. If the throat hold on Garcia gets confirmed as a genuine chokehold, which, watching the footage back, is exactly what it looks like, that is an automatic red card under the laws, applied retroactively. Retroactive, mind you. He has already walked away from the stadium a free man once. FIFA can still come back for him. And in terms of what Argentina are actually facing, this is not the pocket change fine federations normally shrug off. Some reports this week have suggested Argentina could be looking at a fine as high as $530,000. Compare that to the fines FIFA handed out for previous Argentina incidents, and this is an entirely different scale of punishment being discussed. Now, look, in a final that ends 10 versus 11, with the world watching your dream die in extra time, where you did absolutely nothing to score a goal for 115 minutes straight and just woke up for the last seconds of the game, is one of the most brutal ways to lose anything in football. Tempers were never not going to flare. That's human. But there's a line between a flash of raw emotion in the seconds after the whistle and a coaching staff member throwing a punch at an opposition player on live television. FIFA have real precedent here if they want to use it. They banned Luis Suarez 4 months for biting an opponent. They banned the Spanish Federation's own president, Luis Rubiales, for 3 years over an unwanted kiss, and that case was built on exactly the same clause now sitting on Argentina's file, Article 13 of FIFA's own disciplinary code, the one covering offensive behaviour and violations of fair play. Same article, same governing body. The tools to punish this properly exist. The question, and it's the same question every single time Argentina are involved in something like this, is whether FIFA actually uses them on the biggest, most profitable team in the sport, or whether it quietly turns into another fine that gets paid without anyone missing a training session. We don't have a timeline yet. FIFA hasn't said when the prosecutor's findings are coming. And for context on how fast these cases can actually move when there's appetite to move them, when UEFA charged Spain's Rodri and Alvaro Morata over their own political chant after the Euros, it took about 3 weeks from complaint to a confirmed ban. 3 weeks. Argentina's case has already run longer than that, with no end in sight. So what do you think? Should FIFA actually hand out real bans here? Or is losing the final punishment enough on its own for Argentina? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. It means a lot.